Well, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to Before the Four. I am digital host A.J. Wuest, excited to bring another Before the Four to you. If you are new to Before the Four, this is your first time seeing it, I want to welcome you. Thank you so much for spending some of your Tuesday afternoon with me as I discuss some of WAFF's top stories before our 4 p.m. newscast. It was quite a busy day for me in the newsroom. I had a few interviews. One of them recently got posted this afternoon, and we will play a little bit of that interview for you all coming up in just a few minutes. And stay tuned for the rest of the week. I will probably post the other interview I did today tomorrow. So if you watch tomorrow's Before the Four, you'll see the other interview I did. But anyway, regardless, I want to welcome you all back to the Before the Four desk. And if you feel led to, you can go ahead and leave a comment. I like this live stream to be pretty interactive, so do not hesitate. You can leave a comment, and if you have a question, maybe I can work to find the answer for you all. But let's start off today's top stories, and we will start it off with what our reporters are doing. Of course, the two reporters we have today are 48's Aria Pons and Matthew King, and starting things off, 48's Aria Pons, she will be updating you all on a shooting that happened last night in Florence that left an 18-year-old injured. Now, Florence police are saying that this 18-year-old is okay and recovering at home. However, the person who pulled the trigger is still on the loose. Now, Aria has been in Florence all day today speaking with officials, and she will be updating you all on this story coming up in just a few minutes. So make sure you stay tuned for tonight's evening newscast, and the 4 p.m. show would be the first one. But now, of course, what is our other reporter, Matthew King, covering today? And as part of Only on 48 in our evening newscast, Matthew will be reporting on the incredible months-long journey of a Lawrence County correctional officer, Blake Whitaker, who was hospitalized after a car hit him while assisting in a traffic crash back in December. Now today, Whitaker went with Matthew to the intersection where he was hit. Matthew, he'll be bringing you updates on the officer's months-long recovery, also coming up in a few minutes. But until then, let's take a listen to a little of what Whitaker had to say today.
Like booking in people, releasing people and stuff like that, I had to get the feel of that again. But it's kind of like a muscle memory thing. I just remembered how to by looking at it. And this accident made me realize how many people really care for me and, care about me.
This is very cool, so make sure you stay tuned to that awesome story coming up in a few minutes. You'll always love a good recovery story there. So another story. Now today I got the chance to speak with the sister of a Moulton man who went missing in Kansas back in 1988. His name was Ricky Nelms, and he moved up to Wichita, Kansas from Moulton in 1988 when he was just 20 years old. Shortly before, he had been reported missing. Today, I spoke with his sister, Regina Davis of Moulton, and let's take a listen to a little of what she had to say about her missing brother of 36 years. And of course, when he first went missing, when you first heard, where you first weren't hearing from him, what was going through your head, your family's head? I believe your mom, Kathy, I believe she filed a missing person report.
Yes. She thought for a long time that he just, he got time. He got jail time until she got that phone call from Jerry Trussell stating that, the whole story about he had went to Tammy Crow's house, left his house. He had got a phone call about 8:30 the same day that Ricky went to court. That night he got a phone call, and it was supposedly from this man that Ricky worked for that he had turned state's evidence on. that told Ricky, you know what you did wrong. You know what you did today was wrong. And Ricky's reply was supposedly, yeah, it might have been. And he said, well, you know, you're not going to live through the night. Ricky said, I might not, but I'm sure going to try. Well, Jerry told my mom that he left his house and walked down to Tammy Crow's house, which was kind of odd because they lived together. So this is where the story got kind of sideways. Tammy told him that Ricky come to her house, but he left about 10:30. And that is their story. But they were living together. All three of them were sharing a mobile home. So the story didn't make sense. And then when I talked to the detectives out there, that's basically the same story that they told about Punky Harry. So that's where it gets kind of iffy, maybe. You don't know what to believe. I don't believe any of that because as this investigation has went forward, we've learned a lot. And there's been a lot of lies told, a lot of stories told. But my ultimate goal at the end of this is I just want my brother. I want my brother's body. I don't care what it takes to get it. I just want a body that we can bury and put some closure to this. I just want him home. He deserves to be buried like a human being, not an animal, just wrapped in something and tossed in a hole. Because that's how he was buried. They know that. That come from the two that were involved in it. So I just want a body home. I just want to bring him home so I can bury him and put him, my mom, and all of this to rest. I mean, they've given information, but it's spotty. It may be here, it may be there. Try over here, try over there. It's I don't care about their stories because that don't mean nothing to me. I want my brother. I just want to bury him, put him by my mom. We lost our mom in 21. She died never knowing what happened to him. My dad is sick right now, and I'm going through a lot with him. Then I have this. I do not want something to happen to my dad not knowing what happened to Ricky, just like it did my mom. I just want him home.
Certainly a very sad story there. And Regina just wants her brother back here in Moulton, Alabama. And you can watch that full 48 Now interview with Regina on WAFF.com. It just got posted this afternoon. Right now it's one of our latest stories on our website. Just very tragic story right there. And she also went on to say that there are people here in the state of Alabama, she believes, that has information about her brother's whereabouts and where he is. And she is just urging anyone with any kind of information to just come out and tell their story and give that information that they have because, like she said, she just wants her brother back. But yeah, very sad story there. But you can check out that full 48 Now interview on our website. Now, in case you missed it, a new recreation center is coming to West Huntsville. And 48's Claudia Peppenhorst, she recently reported on this new development just this morning in our morning newscast. Let's take a listen.
News for those of you who live in Huntsville, a new massive recreation center is soon coming.
Yeah, city leaders say this addition was necessary for the community because there isn't much developed west of the Arsenal other than housing. 48's Claudia Peppenhorst joins us live from that future construction site. And Claudia, the city just approved a more than $7 million construction contract for that project.
That's right, Haley. And it may not look like much now. Right now, it's pretty much just a big, wide open space. But in the coming year, this space will be filled with a brand new rec center that the entire community can enjoy. This rec center will be located on Martin Road, just west of Zert Road. Once it's complete, you'll find 2 basketball courts, 2 volleyball courts, outdoor pickleball courts, and meeting rooms for the community members to use. Overall, it'll be similar to the Mark Russell Rec Center on Taylor Road. Now, this project falls in District 5. District 5 City Councilman John Meredith says this project is a huge win, as he's been pushing for more recreational opportunities for his district before he ever ran for office. But he's hopeful it'll be more than just a rec center, as community members will be able to not only use it for exercise, but also social events and potentially a polling place for the district.
I cannot wait to see it go vertical. I cannot wait for it to start serving our community. It's more than just a rec center out there. We don't have a whole lot of facilities out west, say west of the Arsenal. There is no rec center out there. So this is more than just a place where folks can go play basketball or pickleball.
Yes, that is some super exciting stuff there. Basketball, pickleball, that sounds like it's just up my alley. I can't wait for this new thing to get developed. That's some super exciting stuff right there. But another story you may have missed, 48 Sarah Grace Kennedy, also this morning, and just so you guys know, even if it says live in the top left corner, this previously aired this morning. I just wanted to let you all know that watching at home. But Sarah Grace did a story about Calhoun Community College students and Athens State students now being able to transfer credits from one to another. Now Calhoun students who have earned prior learning assessment credits can transfer those credits to Athens State. So let's take a listen to the latest from Sarah Grace.
Students who have earned prior learning assessment credits to transfer those credits to Athens State. Now, a PLA credit is earned when a real estate agent or a welder, for example, goes back to school and takes a test to determine their aptitude level. Before this agreement, Athens State would not take PLA credits from Calhoun. The goal of this agreement is to reduce the amount of classes for students to take. Felicia Mushi, the Director of Adult Learning Services at Athens State, says students are 17% more likely to graduate and complete a degree if they can transfer their PLA credits from another school.
Well, we're all about removing barriers and trying to make the transition from Calhoun to Athens State seamless, so it's just another way. It's a small part of that process that we can help students that do not have to pay and go through that process again.
Pretty cool right there. Now, an awesome national story on how a kidney transplant saved a young man's life. Let's watch.
At just 30 years old, Alex Hernandez has already faced a lifetime of health issues, fighting kidney problems since he was a baby. His childhood riddled with trips to the hospital.
Yeah, looking back at it, it was tough. Like, you know, I would sometimes cry because, like, I'm like, why do I got to deal with all this that's going on with my health? You know, all these other people are fine.
In college, things took a turn for the worse. His kidneys failing, forcing him to go on dialysis.
Did you think I may never get off of this?
At one time I did.
His only hope was a kidney transplant, but that meant he'd have to spend the rest of his life taking immunosuppressants every day to stop his body from rejecting the organ. These drugs, which can be up to 30 pills a day, can have nasty side effects, including stomach problems, increased risk of infection and cancer, and can even damage the new organ itself.
So one of the major drugs that's purpose is to prevent the body from rejecting a kidney can actually harm the kidney itself.
Exactly.
Dr. Sanjeev Akina, medical director of the kidney transplant program at Loyola Medicine in suburban Chicago, is one of a handful of doctors around the world trying to solve that problem by developing therapies to help with organ tolerance.
So I think when we say tolerance, we're basically saying is, can the body accept someone else's kidney without rejecting the kidney? I think the idea that you can actually be off of anti-rejection drugs for the rest of that life, I think there's a lot of benefit for that.
Now, they may have found a way, using stem cells taken from the donor.
So the stem cells, what they do is they basically reprogram your immune system. They basically tell your immune system to recognize that this donor kidney coming in is actually going to be part of your own.
The cells get implanted 11 days after the new kidney, helping the patient's immune system become a hybrid of both the donor and the recipient, preventing it from attacking the new kidney, and allowing the patient to stop taking all of those immunosuppressive drugs. A new Phase 3 trial presented today at the American Transplant Congress found that after 2 years, almost 85% of patients were off all the anti-rejection meds. Doctors are hopeful this could one day apply to other types of transplants.
How do you feel?
Good. Alex underwent his transplant 3 years ago. He's no longer on any immunosuppressive drugs. Now a dental student, Alex says he has a second chance to live a full life.
I'm able to work out. I'm able to, play sports. I'm just grateful that I can do all those things now.
Super awesome. Now let's talk about the stories you're just not going to want to miss in tonight's evening newscast. Tricking the brain into feeling less pain. Henniger storm cleanup meeting tonight. Don't want to miss that if you live out there in Jackson, DeKalb County area. And another important update on Starliner. Will it ever launch? That is the question right there. Find out more tonight. Evening newscast. Now we do have a little bit of time for Facebook fun. As you all know, we like to make it very fun, and our question, which was actually yesterday, what TV theme song gets stuck in your head when you hear it? There's quite a few. For me, I think it's SpongeBob SquarePants. That theme song gets stuck in my head every time, but let's see what you all had to say. Jennifer Booth said the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Absolutely. That is one that definitely gets stuck in my head. Very catchy. The Andy Griffith Show, The Fishing Hole, the one that has words. Yes, and honestly, just the whistling is enough to get stuck in my head. But Richard, thank you for commenting. And last one, Sheila said, Cops, bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Yep. That is definitely, those are the three winners. So everyone who commented, thank you so much. But that is just about all the time that we have here in Before the Four. I want to thank you all for sticking around and spending some of your Tuesday afternoon with me. And also, you're not going to want to miss it. Brianna Wynn with Tennessee Valley Living, she has launched her own TVL, and that will air every single day right here at 10 o'clock, 10 a.m., so you're not going to want to miss that. But if you haven't done so already, download the 48 digital app and also the 48 First Alert weather app. Get those push notifications turned on and get the breaking news delivered directly to you. But with that said, I want to, of course, thank you all for watching and have a great night.